Week 6 of the NFL is in the books, and it was something. And we're going to be going over my power rankings and my predictions going into week 7. What's crack-a-lackin'? It's your boy Baroshmo, just in case you did not know. So go ahead, become a bro and subscribe. Leave this video a thumbs up if you enjoy the content. As always, let me know what you think in the comment section below. Let's have that nice, beautiful football discourse. And as always, mid-season rankings, they're on the way. I did quarterbacks Friday. We're going to do defensive interior later today, so be on the look for that. Let's go ahead and get into my power rankings going to week 7, starting with the bottom of the list and the Carolina Panthers. I said it last week. I think they're going to be here for the remainder of the season, and that seems to be the case. Strong start, though. They had the pick 6, the 10-point lead there in SoFi, and yeah, that was about it. Then they went ahead and lost. Like, dude, this passing attack sucks. Offense sucks. Robbie Anderson gone. Him and the not only the wide receiver coach, but I think interim coach Wilkes got into it. Now he's off to Arizona. I don't know if he's looking for better there, but he's off to Arizona. I'll just say that. And yeah, this offense is terrible. Like, they average less than 2 yards per attempt. Like, that's the average depth to target. Like, this is, nobody wants to watch the Panthers. They're going to be getting a new coaching staff here this offseason. They're going to get a new quarterback in the draft. So better things, just you gotta suck it up for this season, Panthers fans. Houston Texans, they had the week off. They're not moving up or down a spot, sticking them right here. Chicago Bears coming off a tough loss right there at the end of the game, literally on the goal line. Who was it? To Dante Pettis, I believe. Can't remember what receiver specifically, but Justin Fields, it literally came inches short. And yeah, this team is exactly what I think they are right now. They're just not a good team. It'd be interesting to see what parts get moved during the trading deadline, or at least before the trade deadline. But they weren't able to walk away with the victory against Washington. Washington, they're not moving up. They didn't look any better. They didn't look good. Carson Wentz, he's on the shelf for at least the next 4 weeks. It looks like they're going to be going to Taylor Heineke, which, hey, man, I love me Taylor Heineke. We'll see what he can do with the Commanders, but they're not a good squad right now. They're just not. The Detroit Lions had the week off. They also have the win over the Commanders, so I really just didn't want to move any portion of the bottom of this list because I feel like this is the bottom of the NFL. On to like the next little tier here, we have the Cardinals, a team that feels like they should be a lot better, but they're playing terrible football. The offense just doesn't know what it wants to do. They get D-Hop back. That might be a saving grace. Also saving grace, Hollywood Brown doesn't sound like he's down for the year, but he's out for the next 6 weeks. So Cardinals don't feel like a good team. Defensively, they're not a good team. Pass rush is nowhere to be found. And the secondary, mainly the corner position, needs more talent. Steelers got a big win with the hero of the day, freaking Mitch Trubisky, coming off the bench after Kenny Pickett sustained a concussion. The Steelers team still feels like it really felt like the Buccaneers gave that one away. Not to take anything away from the Steelers. They played a good football game. They really did. I don't think that they're that good of a team this year. And I mean, if you have to move forward, depending on how long Kenny's out, you have to move forward with Mitch Trubisky. Like, we've already saw that at the beginning of the year. I'm sure it's not going to look much different. But I do have the Browns one spot over them because the Browns do have the win over the Steelers. Honestly, I do feel like the Browns are a better team, except for defensively. This is one of the worst units. Like, I don't know what it is, but that squad's just not playing good football. They can't stop the run worth nothing. I don't know, man. I don't know if this is like a coaching thing, because I typically like Joe Woods, but like, your run defense needs to be better than that. The secondary is not being able to hold up too much this year as they were last year. Part of that is like JOK is not looking as fluent in coverage. They're not getting good safety play. Like Grant Delpit's not playing well. And really the only form of pass rush they have on the squad is Myles Garrett. So I don't know. I don't know if this team could hold their head above water until Deshaun Watson comes back, but it kind of is what it is. I feel like this is where they should be. And then the Raiders started here at 24. They had the week off, so I'm going to give them a break and not move them any spots. But the Broncos moved down 2 spots after losing. They too traveled to SoFi, and they lost an OT to the Chargers. Honestly, it wasn't a bad loss. Like, the defense, again, played a hell of a game. And offensively, they looked fine enough. Like, Latavius Murray might be the saving grace at running back. Thank goodness, get Melvin Gordon out of there. But offensively, it just doesn't look like a good squad. It really doesn't. They can't put up points. They struggle to get in scoring position. It's not great. The Jaguars, they had that game. They had the Colts in their hands. To be fair, neither team played exceptionally well. Both defenses decided not to show up. But the Jaguars, I mean, when you're dealing with right now this year's incarnation of Trevor Lawrence is feast or famine. And right now, the Jags are a bit famished at this point. I didn't want to move the Saints down too many spots because this team is going to get healthier. They really will. And with Winston eventually coming back, they literally it was Andy Dalton and none, like the receiving core, they were missing Landry, Olave, and Michael Thomas. Like, just to keep up with the Bengals, that's not bad. Andy Dalton's been playing actually really good football. So the Saints team, honestly, better than their record. So we'll see. We'll see how they go. How they go when they get healthier. Though 2 of my bigger movers this week is the Seahawks and the Atlanta Falcons. Falcons holding the win, so I got them a spot higher. But I'm loving how the Seahawks are playing football. Kenneth Walker looks great. Love it. He was my wide running back 1. So it's good to see. And I feel good about the offense. The defense, honestly, it's not great. They got a few bright spots here and there, and like Woolen and Nwosu's playing good football. But outside of that, defense ain't playing too well. They were just lucky the Cardinals are just imploding on offense. And in terms of the Falcons, like this team, like defensively, surprising. Like I know, okay, the Niners, they were a team that they lost a lot of parts. Like the Niners, you're not going to see the Niners move down too many spots here because they were an injured team. No Trent Williams, no Nick Bosa. We know the injuries at the running backs, and Ward went down as well. So it's like, but more so, Atlanta got a good win here. They look like this is a team that they can move on offense. Like they can move, it's fine. They're opportunistic on defense. They don't have like world beaters. Like they're not really going to be stopping much of anybody, but they have they make big plays when need be. So, yeah, man, straight up Seahawks, Falcons, these 2 teams are much better than I anticipated they would be going into the season. I mean, on top of that, Gino's playing great football. Marcus Mariota's playing good football too. The Colts, like I said, this was kind of a crapshoot game. Them and the Jags. The Colts, man, they got to get healthy quick. Jonathan Taylor really is like the backbone of the squad. You don't want to have to put the game in Matt Ryan's hands at this point in his career. He's not that guy. So I didn't want to move the Colts up too much because it wasn't that impressive of a win, but they get closer to that division crown. And then the Miami Dolphins, another team, they're beat up. They were competitive with the Vikings, I'll give them that, but can't catch a break at quarterback. Skylar Thompson goes down after not looking too bad. He goes down. Teddy Bridgewater can't really do much of anything. Sounds like Tua is eyeing this week to return. We'll see if that comes to fruition. I don't know, but like even on the offensive line, like Taron Armstead was down, and Brandon Shell and Greg Little were there starting tackles. And Shell played okay. Little was god awful. Liam Eichenberg has been terrible. Like this offense just ain't that good right now for the Dolphins, and they need to get Armstead, they need to get Tua back. It's just an unfortunate situation right now for the Dolphins. And on to the best half of the NFL. I got the Patriots. They move up 6 spots, an impressive win over the Cleveland Browns. Bailey Zappi looking like the best rookie quarterback this year. And to be fair, Kenny Pickett's really the only other guy we could, I guess Skylar Thompson. But like Bailey Zappi, man, he's playing good football. Like, he's not putting the ball in harm's way. He's just getting the job done. He plays with, he has a very good run game behind Ramondre Stevenson. If you didn't know, that was one of my favorite guys in the draft a couple of years ago. I guess like a year and a half ago or something. And the defense is playing good football. So, yeah, Patriots are up. Packers, man, they're spiraling. I finally was like, you know what? This is bad. We need to move them down. And I moved them down a lot. Here, 7 spots. Here are 15. I saw this tweet out there. It was like, the margin of error for the Packers offense is none. Like, everything he needs to run perfectly for this offense to get going. Like, Aaron Rodgers has to be dropping dimes. And even if, these receivers, even if the ball is just, a bit of out of reach but still catchable, they ain't gonna make the plays. They don't got the guys to make the plays out there. And now Randall Cobb goes down. So this offense is in a lot of trouble. The secondary isn't playing good football. And yeah, man, something needs to happen for the Packers, because they ain't looking good. Rams, despite the win, they moved down 2 spots. Offensive line is atrocious. Nate Boom now out for the year. Not that he was playing good football. Cam Akers wants out, so he's leaving. And then, Matthew Stafford doesn't look that good. This team doesn't look that good. Even in a game against the Panthers, they didn't look good. They were playing from behind. That's wild. The Jets, though, they're not my biggest movers, but I'm moving them up inch by inch. I wasn't totally impressed with Zach Wilson this week, but the defense is incredibly incredible. I love the duo Breece Hall and Michael Carter. Obviously, Sauce is playing like rookie of the year. This dude's amazing. So as they pick up wins, I'll move them up more spots. I did this with the Vikings, or at least I did this with the Giants. I did this with the Vikings. I moved these teams inch by inch because I don't try to overreact. Can I say, man? It's kind of the same when I go and evaluate prospects. I like the large sample size. So the Jets, they're trending in the right direction. Don't worry. Another few big wins and they'll find themselves higher on this list. Tennessee Titans had the bye, but I moved the Rams down, so they get to go up 1. So good for you, Titans. Good for you. And then the Dallas Cowboys, they made that game close against Philly. They were down early, down bad, and they made it a game later in the game against the Eagles. Dak, he plans on coming back this week. I don't know how much of that is true. We'll see. But the glass slipper, it flung off of Cooper Rush. Can't wait for Dak to get back, but it's still a very good squad. I was very impressed with them just being able to get to 4-2 after Dak going down. And then the Bengals, I'm not moving them up a spot. You had a close game against literally the second team offense of the Saints. I mean, I guess at least the offense looked great. At least Jamar Chase, Joe Burrow, they reunited. That was beautiful. Baltimore Ravens, they have the win over the Bengals, so I'm keeping them up a spot. They lose to the Giants, who are just, man, they're surprising the world. But the interesting thing here for Baltimore was J.K. Dobbins coming out of the game saying he tightened his knee. So that's something to monitor. After that, it was Kenyon Drake taking the snaps, and he actually looked pretty good. But kind of the same with the Packers. The margin of error on this offense is very small. Either Lamar's on, and if he's not, then he's overthrowing and just missing receivers. So, I don't know, man. I'd like to see more consistency from Lamar on the week-to-week basis. Now let's get to my top 8, starting with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Tough loss to the Steelers. You saw Tom Brady just shouting, hooting, hollering at his offensive line on the sideline. Honestly, the receiver, there were a lot of bad drops by the receivers, and this is a good team. The pass rush isn't really hitting home right now this year. Like, this is a good team. If they could flip the switch, this is like one of the best teams in the NFL. So I'm not gonna unless things really get away from them, I'm not gonna bum them down too far. I think they get the Panthers this week, which should be a good get your spirits back up game, but I thought it was gonna be that way for the Rams. Niners, like I said, I'm not moving this team down any spots. They came and beat up and hurt, and hopefully they could get healthy, get studs like Ward and Bosa and Williams back up in the roster, or back up in the lineup. And then the Minnesota Vikings, man, they move up 5 spots with the impressive win over Skylar Bridgewater in Miami. Hey, I mean, they're winning games, man. I can't dispute that anymore, especially with other NFL teams like dropping games, like Baltimore dropping to the Giants. You got the Bucks dropping to the Steelers. So it's like, at this point, they deserve to be here. Same with the Giants. This is a Brian Daboll, Coach of the Year. This is a super well-coached squad. They play very good discipline. They're very opportunistic on defense. The defense plays really good football. And it's not like they're creating a ton of turnovers, though this week they did. They had 2 big turnovers. But they play good ball, man. They hold squads until their offense could get things going. And the run game, like the reemergence of Saquon Barkley has been huge for this squad. So welcome, New York Giants. You are in the top 5. I guess until you drop a game, man, I can't dispute it. Chargers get the win. Not an impressive win over the Broncos, but I feel like that I don't know. It was kind of tough for me to put the Giants or the Vikings over the Chargers right now at this point. The offense looks exactly the same from last year. They weren't willing to take a lot of deep shots last night or this season. They have not been willing to take deep shots, so it's kind of wild. But the offense has just been very unimpressive thus far for the Chargers. And then I view these, no team is in this tier right now. These are the 3 best teams in football. Kansas City Chiefs, they took a tough loss to the Bills, but that game went down to the wire. These are the 3 best teams in football right now. The Eagles, you won't catch the Eagles slipping. They've been playing mistake-free football. They're going to make you have to win the game. They won't lose it. You have to come out and win it. The defense is playing too good for that. 3 picks on the legend, the myth, Cooper Rush. Defense is playing real good. Buffalo Bills went out, got a good win. I know the Eagles are undefeated, but man, I really feel like the Bills are just freaking good. Like, Josh Allen is the MVP right now. Josh Allen, no one's playing on Josh Allen's level currently on the week-to-week basis. This offense is dangerous. It's scary. The pass rush is the best in the league. Von Miller, Ed Oliver, we got Gregory Rousseau, Carlos Boogie Basham. Like, it's just insane. It's nuts. This is a very, very good squad. So let's go ahead to my predictions for week 7, and you can see my up here. Yeah, that's the best way to put it. How I went for the week. I didn't bet on everything, but anything that I called that I said I might like, I have it up there for you. I actually did pretty good on the spread this week, and better than I'd expect on the over and unders. And I'll let you know on the secret, I went under a lot. That's kind of the theme this year in the NFL. Like, games aren't hitting the over. They just aren't. Not a lot of them are. So if you got a chance, bet that under. Also, if you like betting, check out Underdog Fantasy. They have weekly fantasy. You got fantasy leagues. They have prop player bets. They got college pick'ems. So if that's something that you're interested in, use promo code ABROSHMO when you sign up. They'll hook you up. Then they'll hook me up. It helps the channel. So do appreciate that. And as always, bet responsibly. Don't be losing your house or nothing. It ain't that serious. So let's go ahead and get into it. I got the injury report here for me, but fun fact, in this first Thursday night game with a short week, couldn't tell you much about who's going to start for the Saints. It sounds like Chris Olave will be back. Michael Thomas, they said, was a game time decision Sunday, so I assume he'll probably be good to go. Don't know about Jameis yet, so could be going with Andy Dalton, but Andy Dalton is playing good football. And I think, what is it, with Jarvis Landry, it's the toe or something. I don't know. Big ones are obviously Olave and Michael Thomas. There we go. So they got the Cardinals 1.5 favorites. I don't care if this is at home. I'm not betting the Cardinals. I'm not going to lie to y'all. I think I would take the Saints with the points. I really would. The Saints are allowing a lot. Like, this could be a shootout. This could be the case where you might want to take the over. 45 points is a lot of points in the NFL, though. So, I don't know, man. It's tempting to not. You know what? No, send it. This is the one time I'm going to go with the over. We're going to go over, and we're going to take the Saints at plus 1.5 Thursday night. I don't know. The Cardinals are just god-awful right now, and they need this win. They really do. But, and this is D-Hop back, though. I don't know, man. I don't know. Ooh, that makes it more interesting with D-Hop back. I don't know. I'm going to leave that up to y'all to pick. I really don't want to pick the Cardinals, though. All right, on to the Sunday Slate games, as we got the Bengals going against the Falcons. Bengals are 6-point favorites. If you're going to bet this game, I feel better with Bengals money line or Falcons with the points. I kind of lean Bengals money line. Over unders 47.5, and I really don't know if I want to touch that. I really don't. Could this be a similar case where 47's a lot? 47's a lot. I wouldn't touch that. If anything, I might go under, honestly. I'm not touching it. But I would go Bengals money line, or if you really dig in the Falcons right now, go Falcons plus 6. And then on to the Lions versus the Cowboys. Is Dak back? We don't know, but I will take the Cowboys with the money line. I am not going to take them at 7 points. This Lions team, I know last time we saw them, they were shut out by the Patriots. Honestly, and against this Cowboys defense, it is something entirely possible, but over unders 48. I would go the under, surprisingly enough. I think Parson comes in, and Micah Parson comes in and just ruins the day for Jared Goff. Yeah, I'd go the under, and I would take Dallas just money line. I don't want to touch that 7 points. Then on to the Colts versus the Titans. The Titans are 3-point favorites. Hold up, didn't they face off already this year? Oh my gosh, they both faced each. Wow, so they're not gonna Colts Titans are not gonna go at it at the end of the year. Like, that's been like a staple. Wow. Okay. Interesting. I'm taking Titans. Fun fact. I don't know if I want to take them on the on the spread, but I'll take them easy. I don't want anything to do with the Colts right now, especially if Jonathan Taylor is still out. I mean, you would think he wants to be back. He thinks he should have been back last game, so maybe he comes back even then, man. I think I'm still going with the Titans. Their defense didn't really play all that well this past week. And I know the Titans receiving corps is not doing all that great. But Derrick Henry, man. Derrick Henry will go out and get it done. Over and under is 42.5. That sounds about right. I'm not touching that. On to the Packers versus the Commanders. Kind of a must-win for the Packers, right? They're 5.5 favorites. I would just go Packers money line because I don't trust the Packers in general right now. Over under is 41.5. Golly, dude, that's actually that's close. I think the Packers come out, score 24. This isn't Carson Wentz. Keep in mind, this is Taylor Heineke. 14 makes it 38. 17 makes it 41. Do I feel like I could get by with 24-17? I think I do. I'll go with the under. All right. On to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers versus the Carolina Panthers, and we're going to do it again. Last week, we said Rams will cover the 10-point spread. Didn't look promising early, but they eventually did. I feel the Bucs will do this. It's 10.5. I'll take the Bucs. They need this desperately, so I think they come out and try to make a statement. Again, this Panthers offense, it blows. It really does. Over-under is 40.5. Since I think the only team scoring is the Bucs, I feel like you might want to go the under there. Yeah, let's go the under. It's the Panthers. Like, if anything, I feel like the Bucs will cover the 40 by themselves sometime. Maybe not, though. Giants versus the Jags, man. Like, the Jags wish they were the Giants at this point. I love this right now. Like, get this while you can, because I don't think this is going to be, like, the Giants are 3-point underdogs. Take it now. Because, I don't think this is, I think the Giants, either this is going to get bet down to even, or there might be a case where the Giants are the favorites going into this game. Over-under is 42.5. The Giants like those lower scoring games. The Jags have to put up points, but we've seen what they can do. Like, depending on if again, this is feast or famine Lawrence. So he could put up 6 points as much as he could put up like 27. I would go with the under. Again, I mean, it's just been that type of year. And we're going to go with the Giants plus 3.5. On to the Browns versus the Ravens. That's 6.5. Oh, that seems a big for me, but I do think Ravens win this ball game. 46.5 over under. Oh, that's prime to. That feels prime to just go under on that, right? That's a big score. That's a big score. That's a big score. I mean, surely the Browns don't give up another 38-point game, right? Let's say they don't. I'll go under. And then this is the game I'm waiting for. Don't have a line on it right now since the game. I recorded these Monday nights, so the game just concluded. I could assume they'll probably have Broncos at like 1.5, 2.5. I don't think they'll give them more than 3 points, right? I don't think they will. Regardless, I'm taking Jets at this point, man. Give me the Jets. Money line, give me the Jets. Whatever points. Over-under is probably going to be low. Probably around 38 to 42. This is the Broncos we're talking about. Let's say 40. So, not really. So I'm not going to make a call on the over-under. Don't know what it is now, but I'm taking the Jets. This Broncos offense is just god-awful, and this Jets defense has come alive. Sauce has looked good. Quinnen Williams has looked good. The offense, I think, could get by for the Jets against the Broncos. I think we could see a very similar game as we saw with the Broncos versus the Colts. And then we got the Texans versus the Raiders. The Raiders are 7-point favorites, though you can't discount the Texans, but I will take Raiders on the money line. Over unders 45.5. That's a big number. I would love to say under, but these defenses don't inspire a lot of confidence in me right now, so I'm not going to touch it, but I am going to go with the Raiders in this ball game. Then we move on to the Chargers versus the Seahawks. I could see the Chargers being probably 2.5, 3-point favorites coming into this. They're not playing great football, but the Seahawks are. I'd be tempted to take Seahawks in the points for whatever they are. But I might lean with Chargers money line. I know the Seahawks are playing good football, man, but the Chargers, they know they can't concede ground here in the AFC South, like against the Chiefs. They just can't. So, and it's at home, so I lean Chargers money line, but I'm willing to take Seahawks and whatever points you're gonna give them. And then we got the Chiefs versus the Niners. The Niners are so beat up. I'm surprised that they are only 3-point underdogs. A lot of points they have in here, this affair, 48.5. I don't see. I'll go with the under in this. I know the Niners are beat up, but I don't think the score will go that high. Maybe like maybe like 20 to 27. Do I even think the Niners will be able to get within a score? So maybe let's say like 27 to like 17. So yeah, let's go with the under. We're taking Chiefs. Just take them on the money line. I'm not confident enough to take them with the points because I know the Niners are beat up, man, but that's still a gritty team. And then is this really the Sunday night game? Oh my gosh, I might have to stream this. The Dolphins are 7-point favorites over the Steelers. Who's the quarterback of either team? Nobody knows. Is it Mitch Trubisky or is Kenny Pickett going to return from the concussion? Is Tua going to get his first start back? I have no idea. I don't feel good about anything in this game. Even 44 points, I look and I cringe a little. So I'm not touching the over-under. I will bet my Dolphins. I'm hoping Tua returns. And hopefully Terran Armstead, because golly, the offensive line looks awful. Oh, and then Monday Night Football, such a banger. We got the Bears versus the Patriots. Patriots are 7.5-point favorites. I hate that number. That's too big for me. Just take Patriots on the money line. Over under is 39.5. That's low. That's real low. I mean, the Patriots just scored 38 this week. All right, let's give the Bears 14, which means not to cover or not to go over. The Patriots have to score 25. I'm not touching the over-under, but just take Patriots money line. Anywho, let me know what you think in the comment section below. That's it for the video. Be on the look for mid-season defensive interior prospect rankings. And until next time, you be easy, my friends. Later.